So The Sheep Detectives is a brand new movie directed by Kyle Botta, and it stars Hugh Jackman, Emma Thompson, Nicholas Braun, Hong Chow, Molly Gordon. Also features the voice talents of actors such as Julie Lee-Dreyfus, Bryan Cranston, Patrick Stewart, Bella Ramsey, Regina Hall. Whole bunch of people appear in this movie. In this movie, it's about a shepherd played by Hugh Jackman who cares for his sheep, and he likes to read them mystery stories and such. However, when the shepherd is wind up getting killed, the sheep actually stand up and say, we should find our shepherd's killer, bring him to justice because the police can't really do anything about it. So I heard about this movie a while back. It's like, really? This is a movie you kind of want to do everyone involved with this movie? Okay, I guess. I saw the trailer and I thought, it looked cute. It looked like it could be a fun time overall. And having now seen the movie, I can say, that was a lot better than I expected it to be. This movie is fun, it's funny, it's charming, and I would say there are actually some deeper moments in this movie that I kind of did not expect from a movie called Sheep Detectives. And I will say right now, this is the better animal movie that you should see in theaters right now, other than another one that I reviewed not too long ago. So what works in this movie? First off, I thought most of the actors do a pretty good job. Not just the live action cast, but also the voice cast. The actors like Hugh Jackman, I thought he was pretty good. It was kind of interesting to see how his character kind of plays throughout this entire movie, because like, if you don't know already, his character is killed. Not really a spoiler because it's in the trailer. But he does have enough presence throughout the entire movie, so it's like his performance is actually good, and you kind of see why some people would kind of want to go after this character and such. Among the live action cast, I would say Nicholas Braun is actually the big standout. I remember seeing him in Sky High all the way back in 2005, and I didn't expect him to kind of have the career that he did because obviously he was on Succession and such. His character is really funny, and he has a lot of great lines in this movie. I think he kind of steals the show throughout this entire movie. Everyone else does a fine job. Emma Thompson has a few moments here and there. Molly Gordon, Hong Chow, they all have their moments in this movie. As far as the voice actors goes, the ones that do stand out are Julie Louis-Dreyfus, who is kind of the lead sheep in this movie, who's arguably the smartest sheep in the in the herd and such. I thought her performance was actually really good. Also, Bryan Cranston also does a really good job voicing this kind of you know, a sheep who's kind of like just not really involved with everything, but kind of does become involved with everything. I did think his character was at least fascinating as well. Usually I don't like the idea of having like big names attached to like voice acting and such, because like, there are actual people who actually do voice acting rather than on-screen acting. I felt like it was at least okay with this movie because I felt like their characters were at least good enough, and I thought they did a good enough job. As far as this movie goes, this movie's also surprisingly very funny. There were some moments where I was laughing out loud because of some scenes in this movie, and it was just like, whether it's from the sheep themselves or also the human characters, this movie was surprisingly very funny. The jokes usually work better in this movie overall than they don't, but I'll talk about that. Also, I was surprised that there were a lot of actual surprises in this movie. I feel like with murder mysteries, there aren't too many surprises unless you're making another Knives Out movie, but I felt like with the mystery in this one, there were so many twists and turns. Like, there's another character in this movie played by Nicholas Galzatine. It's like, how does this character really fit into the story? It's like, when you kind of see what's going on with his character at first, you're like, okay, I kind of know where you're going with this character and such, how they're going to be involved and such. And as the movie goes on, it's like, you kind of see where they're going with it afterwards. I was like, oh, okay, I get that now. So, it definitely had a lot of surprises that I kind of didn't see coming. So, any movie that can surprise me at this point, I will have to give it credit to. And I will say, the movie has surprisingly deeper moments in this movie than I kind of expected for a movie called Sheep Detectives. But this is kind of what I was saying about kids' movies. It's like, if you treat your kids smarter than if you treat your kids like they're actually smart people, then you can actually do something with that. You can actually have, like, good material with it. Something like Animal Farm, dumbed down material. Whereas something like Sheep Detectives actually tried to elevate it. And actually, I kind of prefer that. The movie actually had some deeper moments where I was thinking, okay, I did not expect this movie to actually go there, but I'm glad it did, and I felt like it was very effective overall. But let's talk about some things I don't like in this movie. First off, I do think some actors don't really have a whole lot to do. Some of the human actors, well, not human actors, the actors who play actual people in this movie, I felt like some of them didn't really have too much. Some of them are just there to be suspects, and they didn't have too much to do. Also, some of the other voice actors felt like they kind of were wasted. Like, I couldn't even tell that was Regina Hall in one of the sheep roles until the very end, where it's like her name comes up. It's like, oh, Regina Hall was in this movie? Okay. Chris O'Dowd also has a few funny moments here and there, but I didn't think he stood out as much as Bryan Cranston or Julie Louis-Dreyfus. But everyone else, I felt like, was kind of mixed, other than the people that I kind of just mentioned. Also, I didn't think all the jokes kind of landed. There were most of the jokes that worked were actually pretty funny, and I was kind of laughing loudly during the movie and such. But there were some jokes where it's like they weren't awful by any means. Like again, not Animal Farm level whatsoever, but they were at least attempts at jokes. They didn't work, but they didn't make me laugh either. Also, the ending is a little. I kind of didn't like parts of the ending too much when they try to explain everything, which I try to won't spoil, but it's like a lot of it doesn't really make sense when a lot of it does come together, which it kind of bothered me a little bit. But honestly, I would still say I had a good time with Sheep Detectives. This was a movie that I kind of went in knowing it looked cute and fun, but it's like, wow, I did not expect you to actually take this seriously like you did. And I actually appreciate this movie more for actually taking itself seriously, but not dumbing down the material enough. But I will say, again, definitely a better movie to watch with animals at the center of the movie rather than another movie that just came out. So I will say with the Sheep Detectives, the actors do a pretty good job, both on screen and voice acting. I will say it is very funny. There are some deeper moments where I was kind of caught off guard by. I do think there are surprises throughout that actually kind of work. But again, some things in the ending don't really make a whole lot of sense. Some actors are kind of wasted, and also not every joke is funny. But I will say this is a nice family fun time overall, and definitely a good time to watch. Again, unlike another movie. I will say the Sheep Detectives, I'll give Sheep Detectives 3 out of 4 stars. See it. So, what was your favorite grown-up movie in a movie that's supposed to be for families and such? I don't know, I kind of bring that a lot. I bring that up a lot with a lot of family movies and such, but then again, I wish they would kind of grow these movies up a little bit. So, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. This is Pat. Stay safe.